Good morning, everyone. Good morning. You brought us a beautiful day this morning. And first we're going to unveil our plaque. And the young man who's holding the plaque is our favorite son, our Assemblyman Bob Smith. I'm sure you all know Bob. Isn't that lovely?
Beautiful.
And it reads, Senior Citizen Center expansion dedicated May 5th, 1999. And it lists us, me as the mayor, Mark Levitt, council president, Paula Beatty, council vice president, Mark Hardenberg, councilperson, Kenneth Saunders, councilperson, Millie Scott, councilperson, James Stewart, and Brian Waller, council people, and of course our Assemblyman Bob Smith, freeholder Camille Fronicola, and our director of the Office on Aging, Kathleen Roth. And our benefactors, David Lackland and Fred Lackland. You want to hold this, please? Shall we all cut the ribbon? Would you like to give this to... Oh, thank you. Okay. Everybody ready? Ready. This is a wonderful day for us, a banner day for all of us in Piscataway, not only for our seniors who will enjoy our new facilities, but for the rest of us. This is a super, super day. Just to tell you a little bit about many years ago when I moved to Piscataway and this building was being developed, it was then considered a model for the state of New Jersey. And we have come even that much further. And we are so proud with you of this beautiful new expansion. I would like to, of course, thank first David and Fred Lackland, our benefactors, and if they would at least just come forward, and we would like to show you the plaque that hangs here that you have not had an opportunity to see. And it reads, in grateful recognition of the generosity of David and Fred Lackland. It was dedicated January 15th, 1999, and it lists those who are members of the governing body. And if we could present that to you, but you have to give it back to us so we can hang it up. And we would ask David if he would say a few words to us, please.
Sure. It's a real privilege and a great honor to be here this morning. It's only a few weeks before we're going to be celebrating our 43rd birthday of being in business. We started in June 18, 1956, and as the old saying goes, only in America could a couple of young guys with ambition be able to do what Fred and I have accomplished. And it would certainly go without saying that Piscataway Township has been the place where we got our start and where our heart remains. So it's only fitting that when we had this opportunity to participate and do what we've done, it gave us great pleasure to be able to come forth and provide what we have. I think that the administration of this organization is just so outstanding, but of course, as everybody has so oftenly spoken of Kathy Roth, I can't imagine a person that would do more than she's done. She's indeed a very competent person and lovely to look at, but what but just a wonderful organizer, and she gets things done, and we're very pleased to have been part of this, and I hope that this organization and the facility here has many years of useful service to the citizens of the community, and that Kathy stays with us for many more. Thank you once again for this opportunity.
Now I I would ask our favorite son, Bob Smith, our assemblyman, former mayor, come forward and have a few words for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. It is really just a gorgeous and fabulous day in Piscataway Township, another one. And in Piscataway, we say the mayor is responsible for the weather, so she gets really high marks on today. That makes our ribbon cutting even more special. I wanted to just take a minute to put things in perspective. All right, we have had a beautiful senior citizen center for many, many years, but as Kathy Roth expressed to the mayor and to the council, we were bulging at the seams, and that doesn't refer to us getting any fatter. It refers to the fact that in Piscataway Township, we have one of the most successful, if not the most successful, senior activities program in all of New Jersey, in my opinion. Hey, the truth is the truth. But being so good, everybody wants to participate. And in Piscataway, the seniors that are participating in our programs was growing and growing and growing and growing, which is great, except that that former senior citizen center, which was so wonderful, was now really at the point of being stretched to the limits, and we really needed to do an expansion. So Kathy and the Senior Citizens Advisory Group and the mayor and the council, I thought, made a very courageous decision. And it's courageous because whenever you spend taxpayer dollars, you better have one hell of a reason, because those taxpayers are concerned. And they had, with that decision, what we've loosely called today our benefactors, Fred and Dave Lackland, who are two of the finest builders in New Jersey. You may, by the way, live in one of their homes. They've probably built maybe 10%, 5% of the gorgeous residential stock in Piscataway Township. Or if your home is cluttered, it doesn't have to be cluttered, because you can store your excess materials in Lackland mini storage, all right? They do all those wonderful things. But Dave and Fred are unique because while capitalism is the rule in America and everybody should make a profit, they care about the community in which they work and in which they have done well. And they decided, after their many years of participating in Piscataway's economy, they wanted to give back to the community. So they donated to this project $750,000. And you may remember we received a check. You're right, that's a lot of money. The mayor and council came up with another $500,000. So the expansion that you see today, this wonderful area, the new kitchen, the gorgeous facilities, is a total of a $1.25 million project. But let me tell you what their $750,000 means. When you're in public service, you always think about bonding, because that's the way in which you raise money. It's just like taking a mortgage out. And when you pay back the money, the general rule of thumb is you pay twice as much back as the principal in interest. So that $750,000 that Dave and Fred donated represents $2,250,000 that the taxpayers of Piscataway Township aren't paying, not going into your tax dollar. That's a savings to every citizen of this township, while at the same time expanding these gorgeous services. And then with regard to the mayor and council and the courage that they had, they put their $500,000 on the table to get the $1.25 million. Whenever you make a decision about capital spending, you have to think about the taxpayers again. But one thing, the mayor and council here are pretty smart people. And you know what? They all realize one thing, which is every citizen in Piscataway Township, with God's blessing, will someday be a senior citizen. So when they expand the Senior Citizen Center, they're doing something that's really nice for all of our 49,000 people that live in Piscataway Township. Don't you think they made the right decision? And I want you to know that Dave and Fred Lackland, besides being here today and getting this wonderful plaque that represents our acknowledgement of their $750,000, they have one other benefit that I hope no one in this room will object to. They have been invited by Kathy Roth and Mayor Helen Marola that whenever they are in the area, they can stop in for a cup of coffee. Let's give Dave and Fred a big hand. They deserve it. God bless them.
May is Senior Citizen Month, and in honor of what honor can we have but this wonderful senior center to be presented today. Today starts our 20th anniversary of the opening of our facility. That's why we chose today. So 20 years later, this is what we have. Aren't we lucky? We welcome our new neighbors, cable television, PCTC, that services 11 communities throughout Middlesex and Somerset counties. They invite you to participate in their program. They have training classes, and they're always looking for volunteers. At this time, I'd like to introduce Debbie Gist and Dawn, her assistant. And they're on the other side of the bathroom wall, and you can come in and visit anytime. Our program participants worked very hard this year. They raised a lot of money. They raised over $35,000, most of which went towards the beautiful furniture you're sitting on today. They also paid for the landscape outside. So we're very proud of the efforts of our senior citizens in our program. But we always like to say to our mayor and council that the seniors are willing to give back as well as you giving to us. So I'm very proud of the fact that you have so much effort to give still. And it's very productive. And we set the tone for other people in our community, the youth, so that they could hopefully emulate the good efforts of our seniors. The Public Relations Commission was praying it was going to be sunny today, and it is. And Marguerite Thompson, who's the chair of that commission, donated the beautiful umbrellas that are outside of our window, and that will provide you with the shade, and we welcome you to sit out there and enjoy them. Rose and Lou Serrano. Lou Serrano used to be the director of community health and welfare. Unfortunately, he was not able to be with us today, but he did donate a gazebo. The gazebo will be placed between the two buildings, the senior center in Sterling Village, and it can accommodate 24 people. So we're looking forward to that, and that should be here sometime in the summer. I feel very fortunate that the mayor and the council has given me an opportunity to be part of this exciting project, which is our senior citizens development. We started with a small building, which we outgrew probably 5 years after we came into it. Then they had the foresight to see that senior housing was needed in the community, which is next door to us. And then they looked at this facility once again and said, we need to expand. The bad news is we're bulging at the seams already. Of course, it wouldn't be possible if it weren't for departments in this town, such as community development. All of their inspectors were very helpful. They were efficient. They came as fast as we could get them here and get everything in order, so we're very grateful for that. Our finance director had to put up with me with the number crunching through the project. Our police force, administration, and certainly my staff, who I think they would have preferred me being pregnant than going through construction one more time. Sorry, it's not going to happen. We had a top-notch team. Our consulting firm was VCI, which Dave Toulouse is here to represent it, and Paul Ferriello. Without them, I wouldn't be able to get the project in on time, and with as little kinks as possible. Our kitchen designer, Jim Padakis, I'm not sure that I see him here yet, but he's scheduled to come. Our architect, Cody Eckert, who's standing in the back wall. Cody, how do you like it? There's Cody. And her assistant, Warren Panana, who couldn't be with us today. Our contractor. You know, you hear a lot of horror stories about contractors. I don't have one to tell you. I had a wonderful experience with Amara Contracting. Nabil, wave. And his assistant, Mario, did a wonderful job. The senior citizens adopted them as their own. Each day they would come in and they had their business to attend to. But the seniors always took time to say hello and make sure they had a cup of coffee. They sat and talked to the senior citizens, understood what this program was about, how intense we were to get it done on time, within budget, and as beautiful as it turned out. And contracts or no contracts, they did an outstanding job, And the honey-do list, in addition to the contract they did for me over and beyond with no cost, is something I'm very grateful for. So Nabil, I thank you for all your extra efforts. At this time, I would like to introduce Lou Shellhammer, who would like to talk about what a senior citizens center means to him. Lou?
Thanks for coming. It's my honor and pleasure to do this today. I've lived in Piscataway since 1952. If you ask me what this center means to me, I'd say friendships, cultivated day in and day out here at the center. They have been lasting friendships and loving friendships. How empty our lives would be without this center. No way we would have gotten to know each other scattered all over this town the way we are. The center is our home away from home, our second home, where we spend many hours. We expect big things to happen here in Kathy's building, and they have begun to happen with new programs and new friends. The center enables us to gather together, exchanging our skills and talents and friendships, as it has been since the original senior group organized back in the 70s. They taught us to knit and purl, crochet and stitch, pinochle and bridge, Scrabble and exercise, shoot pool and paint, play bingo and bocce, canasta and Rubik's Cube. Take your pick. Come for breakfast, come for lunch. Time is not measured by the years that you live, but by the deeds that you do and the joy that you give. Many of us are more capable than some of us, but none of us is as capable as all of us. Let's all work together to make this building the success it is on its way to be. The success it is on to the way it's to be. We say, God bless you, Fred and Dave Lankland. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
There used to be a television show called This Is Your Life. Do you remember the show? Okay. Well, this time I would like to introduce to you the Lackland brothers, David and Fred. This is your life. David and Lackland are twins of Margaret and Robert Lackland, born October 17, 1931. David and Fred grew up in North Plainfield, New Jersey. After graduating North Plainfield High School, David and Fred attended Lehigh University. They graduated with a degree in business administration. Both David and Fred are veterans of the Korean War. David married his wife Carol in 1957. They have 2 children, Jennifer and David. Fred married his wife Donna in 1956. They have 3 children, Michael, Bruce, and Linda. Fred and Donna have 7 grandchildren with 1 more on the way. Congratulations. David and Fred have experienced a wonderful partnership from birth. They share a relationship that encompasses friendship, brotherhood, and business. After colleges and the challenges of war, Dave and Fred came back to this area and worked as laborers, doing mason work, framing, and selling lumber. A wise old gentleman told them they were not going to make money doing this, and what they needed to do was buy a piece of property, build a house, and sell it. And so, the foundation of the Lackland brothers was poured. The Lacklands purchased their first piece of property in 1956. The property was located in New Market section of Piscataway. Do we know the street?
Evans Avenue.
Evans Avenue. We have people that live on Evans Avenue. To date, the Lacklands built over 1,000 homes in Piscataway, many of which our citizens, including our seniors, continue to live in. They include the Grandview Estates, Millbrook Estates, Birch Run, Chestnut Hill, Ambrose Hill, Holly Lane, the Wagner Estates, Harmony Hill, Carlton Estates, Lehigh Estates, Blackford Oaks, and the May Estates. Does anybody live in those areas? Raise your hand. A few. I don't know if they still call them the estates. They're probably the streets they would know better. Another 1,000 or so homes have been built in the surrounding areas. Fred and David diversified their talents to include self-storage units. The first was built on Stelton Road. They currently own and operate 19 self-storage units, making their self-storage business the largest in New Jersey. Today, David enjoys travel, tennis, golf, and family. Fred enjoys traveling and sailing on the open seas and the joys of his grandchildren. David and Fred still thrive in the challenges of managing real estate properties. They are passing down their skills, the lessons in life, and the joys to their children and grandchildren. What a privilege it is for the Piscataway Senior Center to be the benefactors of over 43 years of efforts, talents, and labors of love that both David and Fred have given. The Lackland name is not only visible within our community, but will remain a constant. They will never be forgotten. We named our dining room after David and Fred Lackland in order to remind us, day after day, their commitment to provide service to the most distinguished in our community, you, the senior citizens. David and Fred, your kindness and generosity is greatly appreciated by all who pass through our doors. We wish you good health, long life, and happiness. Both of you will always have a place at our table. And my third page is gone. I would like to present you with these roses. The yellow roses represent friendship, for our newfound friendship. As the petals of the rose falls, it reminds us that life is very fragile. As the fragrance of a rose lingers, it reminds us about all the lives that we've touched in a positive way, the joy, the laughter, and the happiness that we have given to each other. May God bless you and thank you.
Thank you.